Magellanic Cloud stock has not been having a good time. So this is the chart, stock price chart of the company, and you can see around July 25, it's 84 rupees per share, then 85, 85. Okay, around September also it's 85. Then from September we go all the way, we see 70s, October 70s, 50s. Oh my God, went from 80s to 50s. That's not good. And around November it was 66.9 rupees. Okay, November 19th. Then after November went from the 60s all the way to 24, currently sitting at around 26.24. Massive decline, a 60% decline. So what happened? This is tragic. And the price to earnings ratio went through a similar thing. Like it was like 36 times earnings in 2025, sorry, 19 November 2025, then fell to right now 14.2 times earnings. So what happened? Latest earnings came out, and let us check out these latest earnings, the key financial highlights. So where here we have the numbers in crores, and we got all the financials. We are going to be comparing the quarter 2 fiscal year 26, the latest quarter, with the quarter 2 fiscal year 25. Pay attention to the year on year growth and these two quarters. Okay. So revenue from operations grew from 157.3 crores to 164.44 crores. Very small growth of 4.54%. Okay. Total income, meaning some other non-operating income like interest income earned on deposits of the company with banks. Maybe they made some money in deposits. So that rose by 5.42%. Total expenditure of the company rose by 5.05%. EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization increased by 6.83% from 51.73 crores to 55.27 crores. EBITDA margin was 33.61%, which is actually a pretty good margin comparing to other software companies, IT companies. Depreciation rose by around 13.89%. Interest costs, interest on loans decreased by 4.92%. Finally, profit before tax increased by 6.7%. Okay. But profit after tax increased by 13.1%. So profit before tax rising by only 6.7, after tax rising by 13% means they paid much lesser tax, relatively speaking. So tax expense did not rise to that extent. So tax, they could have still paid more in absolute amounts, maybe some amount more, but relatively the growth in tax expense must have been almost zero, or like very very small, very very small. So earnings were slow. They were still positive, but they were very slow, and that could have explained, like earlier it was trading at 36 times earnings, but then growth is only 4%. Does it make sense to pay 36 times earnings? I don't know. I don't know. So they had some key wins, some key projects were won this quarter. Okay. So e-surveillance sector, the e-surveillance segment, their subsidiary, Provigil Surveillance Limited, secured a 85 crore projects from railways. So for railways, they secured a 85 crore project in which they will implement cybersecurity and surveillance across 484 stations. This will include HD CCTVs, advanced analytics, and facial recognition. Then the company also won a 32 crore order from the Indian Highways Management Company Limited, an initiative or by the NHIA to deploy camera systems across toll plazas in 8 states. Okay, it's a multi-state thing. Yeah, 8 states, optimizing traffic management and operational efficiency. All right. And they further won a very small 45 lakh order from the Andhra Pradesh Social Welfare Residential Education Institution. For what? For deploying software and AI based analytics across 14 sites, security and monitoring. So it's all of this is just security and surveillance, right? And overall, their critical surveillance segment or e-surveillance vertical secured around 118 crores in total. worth of orders in quarter two. So a lot of orders were won in this segment. And finally comes the latest acquisition. So this is from Google AI. So Magellanic Cloud's most recent acquisition, there should have been an apostrophe and S. So acquisition of Phoenix Solutions Private Limited, a next generation fintech automation platform. Fintech automation. Okay. This was not an all cash deal. This was a share swap agreement. Company allocated these many lakhs of equity shares to the four promoters of Phoenix. Okay, the share swap agreement, not a all cash deal. All right. Transaction value, it was a 35 crore company. 35.04 crores was the total acquisition price. And the strategic purpose, it marks Magellanic Cloud's official entry into the fintech space, integrating Phoenix expertise in AI-powered financial analytics, robo-advisory, and investment intelligence into its deep tech portfolio. All right, so Phoenix, what is it providing? It's providing financial analysis, robo-advisory, and investment intelligence into Magellanic's current tech portfolio. Any other announcements? Okay. Recent corporate developments. In February 2024, the company announced plans to invest up to 300 CR for further acquisitions, specifically targeting a large firm in the US, IT or ITES, which is information technology enabled services sector, like for example, call centers, business process outsourcing sectors, they utilize IT technology to work. So they're enabled. These sectors and services like call centers are enabled by information technology. That's why it's called ITES. So they're looking for a lot of new acquisitions, it seems like. And its drone subsidiary, the one making drone technology, drones, Scandron Private Limited, it secured and Provigil Surveillance secured significant contracts throughout 2025, including a 12 crore drone logistics order from the Vedanta Group. Okay. So I think these were all of the wins. Yeah, 300 crore plan, acquisition plan. And finally, let's go here. So these are the company's historical cash flows. It seems that the company has pretty good cash flows. So the early years, it's not good. Pay attention to cash from operating activity. 2019 was minus 10 CR. 2021 was minus 15 CR. Then 2022, 50 CR, 2023, 160 CR, 2024, 32 CR, 2025, 143 CR. So it's volatile, but sometimes it does yield some pretty good cash flow. So that is it. That was Magellanic Cloud. Massive decline in the share price. Good order wins for the e-surveillance sector, which is not even its biggest sector. It's the ITES sector. One more thing, biggest revenue contributor is the ITES, and the subsidiary or the company's vertical which is managing that is under Mobility Solutions, Mobility Labs. It's Mobility Labs. It's another company, its subsidiary managing the ITES. Basically, right now it contributes significantly to its revenues. I think Motivity Labs, but it was also acquired in January 2020. So this January 2020 acquisition was significant to its growth from 2021 to 2024, and growth slowed down significantly in 2025. Let us see how well can Magellanic Clouds do in the future.